Hi, I'm Phoenix Adonai. I want to talk to you about forgiveness. I am an alchemist, meaning I can see things in a full spectrum, from the positive to the negative, and the elements and the interactions in between. And if compassion is a superpower, forgiveness is a gift that you give to yourself. It's the possibility to find peace for yourself. It's a gift from you to you. Forgiveness doesn't mean to allow someone do something not nice to you. It doesn't mean that you accept or that you allowed that it was done. Or maybe it kind of say yes that you accept, but more in a way that you decide what you want to do with that. You don't stay in the pain or the fear or the shock. And compassion help, as I say, because when you use compassion, you observe what happened. You just looked. You just, it's an observation. You try to not take a side, not say, oh, it's their fault, oh, it's my fault, oh, it's fault of guilt, fault, problem. No, you get away from that. You just look at the event, because life is experimenting, and most of all, it's often difficult, because difficulty, it's the time where you are invest the most, so you can choose for yourself. And it's not just like, oh, I could do that, oh, I could do that. When it's easy, you don't invest so much. It doesn't have so much weight. But when it's difficult, it's heavy. So that's when the gift is more valuable. And from that perspective, when you have something not fun, not exciting happening to you, you need to observe it. And this is a moment where you need to position yourself. Often it's most difficult before you need to change something, because change is difficult, and you wouldn't move if you didn't need to change, or you didn't move, you needed to change, and that difficult moment come to tell you, okay, now it's not acceptable anymore, you have to do something with that. So forgiveness is the gift of observing. You look at the event, you look at the full spectrum. You need compassion for yourself. Compassion enable you to take a step back and just see the other person from their perspective, you need to use love. You need to use truth. And love is unconditional. Love is a state. It's not so much an emotion. And you are love. Everything is love. Love is God. It's the basic of everything. So you have to consider that it's still a loving moment, because life is love. So you consider it's still a loving moment, even though it's difficult. So you give yourself love, because love has this superpower. It's the ultimate power of the universe. There's none most. This is life. This is creation. And love, when you have it, you cannot lose it. You cannot. You give it, the more you give it, and the more you have it, because you need to have it to be able to give it. So when you go into truth, like observing with love, because truth and love are always one, two facets of one, everything that is of one thing. And when you use that, you can see the event from a perspective where you can choose. You can see, because when it's difficult, it's because it's important. When it's hard, when it's painful, it's because it's very important for you. So it's like an indication, like glowing, like neat, 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 that this is something for you important. So if you don't forgive, like observing and deciding, because that's what it is. When you forgive, it's not to say, okay, someone betrayed me and it's fine, I'm a carpet, and they can wipe their foot on me. No, that's not at all. No one has the right to do that to you. But exactly that, it's to say, oh, they use me like a carpet. I don't want those people in my life. I could have loved them at some point. I could love them still, but I'm not their carpet. So it's just like, whoa, stop. I don't want that. Okay, what am I doing now? Okay, what? Because forgiveness, it's to come back to your positioning, to your choice, to what you want, to come back to yourself. And then you choose, and from the point of choosing what you want, what is good for you, then you act from that, and you can let go of the hurt. You can let go of feeling bad, because then you just say, okay, this is what happened. I don't want that. I don't accept it. I don't have resentment, because that's the point also, to let go of pain, to let go of resentment, so you don't keep that in your field, to move on. And then you are able to find your peace again, to find what is you, to be in your truth, to be in the love of yourself. It's your 0 point. Your truth and your love is your equilibrium. It's your peace. You are making peace with yourself. And from there you act, and then you can move on in your life. Maybe the people you had something, an event that was troubling, you're gonna leave them. That's the decision to make. But then, and it's not your business. You don't have to show them. It's not, you don't need to teach them anything. Your choice, your positioning for yourself is it's the lesson that you give them, because you choose for your own good. And often we would say, like, we need to move away from service to self, but it's not true, because we always have to be in service to self first. You don't sacrifice yourself, because when you sacrifice yourself, it's you're abandoning yourself. So then it's like you accept that others gonna do that for you. So service to self is always the first thing to do. It's like in a plane, they tell you, okay, you need to put the mask on first, and then you can help others to put the mask. It's the same thing. The difference is when you do service to self against others. That's the difference. If you do service to self and it's for your own good, and you don't attack others, you don't tell them what to do, you don't try to control them, you don't try to say like, I'm right and you're wrong. No, this is their thing, their life. You have to make the difference. Your choice, your life. You don't impose on others. This is free will. You choose for yourself, and everyone has their truth. Everyone has their own path, and everyone has their own way to understand and their own moment to understand. And when you do that, you kind of do also, when Jesus was saying, if someone slaps you on one cheek, you just offer the other one. It's because when you go back on someone, you are fueling the negativity. If someone comes to you with negativity and you respond with the same negativity, you're fueling it, you're adding to it, and you're kind of accepting it, because what you do to others, it's what you take for yourself. That's why forgiveness is it's an act for yourself. So you don't want to go back and do the same. You don't want to fight. You don't want to, have revenge on what's been done. Because then you give nasty things to yourself by then giving it. If you give love to yourself and then you give love and forgiveness to others, that's what you offer to yourself. This is service to self, and you just put positivity. So it's amazing. It's a gift. Forgiveness is the best thing you can learn in your life. So thank you. I wish you the best and blessings. Good day.